Ta-da! Hello, everyone. Welcome. It's a little late.
We're
I'm
a lot
Lonnie.
late. I'm Mark. We're a lot late.
Yeah, this is Untitled Network. We are
Live.
Yeah, we are live, and this is Paranormal Talk. An hour late. Everything got shifted back an hour late because I had Ashley and myself went to go see the.
Somebody wanted to go see a movie.
Ashley and myself went to go see the Jay and Silent Bob reboot tonight. That was a lot of fun, and not only that, but had to sit around and watch the newest episode of The Connors, and then once we got done with that, that was pretty much it. But by the time that happened, it was already close to midnight. So we're just kind of hanging out, doing. I don't think I'm not 100% sure if we're going to be doing like any kind of video all night. I'm having issues hooking the web. I moved the computer, and when I did, the webcam stopped working. So I'm like, oh, what the crap. It's a brand new webcam, so I know it's not the webcam's fault, so I don't know. Anyway, we tonight's topic of discussion is the Mandela Effect. That is, I'll go ahead and tell you, we're going to be spending all during the show talking about it. We're not going to be talking about ghosts. We're not going to be talking about goblins or any of those things. We're going to be talking about.
So then the question now becomes: is the Mandela Effect a paranormal occurrence?
Oh yeah, definitely.
How is it? But how is it paranormal? Yeah, it can be defined.
Or it can't be proven or disproven. Is what I'm saying. It's kind of like UFOs. It's a bit of paranormal that cannot be. You know. It's like it's kind of like Deep Throat said in X-Files, you know, which speaking of, I'm going to bring that up here shortly. You know, he asked, you know, Mulder, you know, why do people still believe in UFOs despite all the evidence to the contrary? And he said, because the evidence to the contrary is not completely dissuasive.
But this is something that's been scientifically proven, though. There's a thing for it. Like it's an actual legit thing.
Yeah, well, that's what people. Yeah, I mean, that's what people say. I mean, you know, the government, talks about weather balloons and
No, I'm talking about the Mandela Effect. Like that's not even what it's really called.
I know, and there are some things. Hey, Eli, yeah, video's off. We typically don't do video for paranormal talk. Yeah, we did it last time. We did it just because.
We were feeling froggy.
But we're starting an hour late tonight. I look like hell, and I don't feel like being on video tonight. This is more for your listening pleasure.
Yes, because the sound of our voices is. Okay, no, actually, I don't know. I've been told I have a good voice, so it's all good.
I try. I'm actually. This is actually kind of funny. But I'm taking this. This is probably the most comprehensive list on the internet. It is a list from good housekeeping.
It's the same list I have bookmarked. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So we both bookmarked the same page.
This is a good comprehensive list.
You'll take the odd ones and me take the even ones.
Want to give goodhousekeeping.com a shout out. That's probably the first and only time that'll ever happen on here. Okay, so let's talk about first, before we get into all the examples, we're going to basically go in and be like, okay, do I remember it? Do you remember it? Do you at home remember it? Or wherever you may be. I like to think a lot of you listening to us right now are at work and not supposed to be listening to us, but you are anyway, because you are the UNN fan base.
Right.
Okay, so Mandela Effect is something that you look back in the past and you think, hey, I remember this happening a certain way. And then come to find out it didn't happen that way. It was different from what you remember. Now, there is a scientific thought behind this.
It's called false memory.
Huh?
It's called false memory. The scientific
false
terminology
memory,
for it is false memory.
where basically you have one occurrence where you're thinking, oh, I remember it this way, and then you continue thinking about it that way over the course of your life, and eventually you just remember it that way. So
for the technical definition of it is kind of sort of along that line, but here's the technical definition: is a false memory is a psychological phenomenon where a person recalls something that did not happen, or that something happened differently from the way it actually happened. It's been investigated. They've been investigating it since 1974, so it's an actual scientifically proven thing. So it's not paranormal, but it is kind of neat to talk about because it is kind of weird to see what people think was said and done, and so on and so forth. Truth be told, we could even include, they talk about, I think they should rename it to the Stan Lee effect, because there was years there that everybody thought that Stan Lee was dead, that he wasn't dead.
I never remembered that.
Oh, golly, dude. There was like every couple of years it would come out, Stan Lee's dead. And, people...
That's called an internet hoax. That's just where people post that crap. And that might be where a lot of these false memories come from, is people are like, I could have swore they were dead, that kind of thing. And it's just a lot of like internet hoaxes, like, people have posted all kinds of things about people dying.
I wonder if there, we should probably, I need to do some research and see if maybe that the Mandela effect, if there's been an increase in false memory since the internet has become so prevalent.
I don't know, maybe. We'll look at some of these and compare the time frames. Let's start off immediately with the big one, Nelson Mandela's death. Nelson Mandela died in 2013, but a lot of people remember him dying back in the 80s. Like in prison. I personally do not remember that. I remember reading in textbooks in school and stuff about how he was released from prison, and that was a big win, for the South African people and all that. So I personally don't remember Mandela ever being, welcome to the stream, Matt, by the way.
Hey, Matt.
Yeah, I personally don't remember Nelson Mandela's death being earlier than 2013.
I remember hearing that he had died, and then like I would catch a news article that like something was going on with him, and I was like, wait, I thought he was dead. So I can say that I kind of sort of experienced that.
Well, but he just died 6 years ago.
Yeah, I know.
So yeah, I don't know. Okay, here's one. Jif peanut butter. A lot of people remember it as Jiffy.
I remembered it. Before I read this, I was like, I could have swore that they changed the name. Kind of like, KFC used to be Kentucky Fried Chicken, and they just shortened it to KFC.
Yeah.
I thought that Jiffy was Jiffy, and they shortened it to Jif.
Here's my thing. I remember it always being Jif, but I remember like my mom or my aunt or some, calling it Jiffy. That was like the pet name for it.
Right?
If that makes sense.
That's what we called it in my house too. I want some of that Jiffy peanut butter. Can you pick up that Jiffy peanut butter?
Yeah, like nobody wanted to call it Jif. Jif sounds almost like a brand of cigarette or something. I don't know why that came to mind, but yeah. I don't remember it being Jiffy. I remember people calling it Jiffy, but I never saw the actual label Jiffy.
So there's one on this list I want to jump to.
Yeah.
But because
why don't we like go in order, Mark?
Because I've been thinking about this, because I told you about. Actually, hang on, it may not be on the list. But so there's one of the other more popular versions of this, and because the reason I want to do this one is because it ties into the whole nerd network thing.
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars and Star Trek both have an example of it.
Okay. You got me here.
Star Wars, it's the misconception is Vader says, Luke, I am your father.
That's I believe the reason that came about was because a lot of people were saying the line out of context, and they were just adding the word Luke.
But the thing of it is that's a false memory. It's ingrained in the consciousness that that's what he said, when in actuality, that's
a false memory. Yeah, that's not the Mandela effect.
False memory is the Mandela effect.
Well, I mean, what I'm saying is
The Mandela Effect is the layman name for the scientific term false memory. That's what I was trying to tell you.
Okay, so there are going to be people out there who swear, they'll put their hand on a Bible and swear that they've seen the movie where he said that.
Right.
So, yeah, I guess technically, just because I don't remember it.
Right. So, and what he actually said is, no, I'm your father.
Yeah, because you have to look at the whole line.
Star Trek has the exact same thing.
What happened there?
Beam me up, Scotty was never said anywhere in the series.
Really?
Yep.
I've not really watched enough Star Trek.
So that's another one of those things where there's variations of it where it's like, Scotty beam me up, Mr. Scott wanted to beam up, so on and so forth. But the phrase Scotty beam me up, or sorry, it's beam me up, Scotty. That phrase was never issued in the entirety of the series.
Not a single damn time.
Nope.
Wow. I've not watched enough Star Trek to be able to make any kind of, good guess on that. But yeah. Let's see. Next up, Looney Tunes, Tunes, not Tunes, Toons. I remember this one as they're saying it. I remember it being Tunes just because because of Looney Tunes and Merry Melodies. Always had the same, music vibe. So that didn't really bother me that much. But I think where a lot of people are confusing that one is just you're used to cartoon.
Right.
And so they automatically throw that on there. Okay, here's the big one. And I swear to God on this one. The Berenstein Bears did not exist. It's actually Berenstain, A-I-N, instead of E-I-N. And I'll go ahead and tell you, dude, I had books growing up that were Berenstein because that was how my parents read the book to me. That was how I remember it being pronounced on TV. I remember having the books because I always made it a point when I was younger to read words as they were spelled. And sometimes that was to my detriment, because I was 7 years old.
Right.
And, it was Berenstain. I'm telling you, I swear on my life that it was Berenstain. I don't care.
So I read the books. Like, as a matter of fact, I checked one out from the library, kept it, and never took it back.
Of course.
Because it was like my favorite book of the whole series. But I don't remember. Like, it was so long ago because I'm so old.
You don't have one way or the other.
I don't remember it one way or the other. I just remember, there. So let's do this in a different way. So how many people do we have in the chat? 2? So we have Matt.
Yeah, kind of sort
Matt
of.
and Eli.
Okay,
around. So Matt and Eli, real quick. Does Curious George have a tail? Yes or no? Because that falls into this things that people remember differently, or having it being. Of course, we have to delay.
This is one of those I didn't read a whole lot of Curious George, but I did read some, and I watched.
Well, Grant watched the kid. Grant watched the cartoon when he was a kid. So let's see here. Melody says no. Hello, Melody. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for tuning in. So Melody says no, that he doesn't have a tail. And we'll go ahead. And Eli says no. Okay.
Yeah, they remember it the way it really is.
Right.
And he did not have a tail. But here's the thing. I think where a lot of people think that he had a tail is, number one, a lot of people draw monkeys with a tail. The kind of monkey that he is did not have a tail. Like, scientifically. What is it? He's like a chimp.
Yeah.
Chimpanzees do not have tails. And also, I think what a lot of people might be remembering is, at the beginning of the Curious George cartoon, he's in a swing.
Yeah.
In a tree. It's like, Curious George. The really easygoing song. I think people falsely remember him swinging by his tail when he's actually just in a swing.
Sarah says no as well. Welcome to the chat, Sarah. And Sin, welcome to the show. Wow, everybody's
welcome, everyone.
Yay. All
welcome,
the people.
Y'all.
So, okay.
Stick around.
So here we go.
Excuse the language. We're about to have us a little mind fuck.
Next question. for those of you who watched this show, was
I
it
didn't.
Sex in the City or Sex and the City?
Yeah.
Like were these four women having
Son
sex
of a
in the
bitch.
city, or were they just having sex and they were living in the city?
That's a problem right there.
What?
Yeah, basically what it says is, while these four women were having sex in the city, the show was actually titled Sex and the City. And I'm telling you, dude, I remember it being in the city because my mom and dad used to watch that show on HBO.
I couldn't speak to it. I never watched the show.
I didn't, but my parents did.
Oh, Eli's still talking about Curious George. So I don't see how anybody. So I'm jumping because I don't think this is just something we should probably talk about. That's just messed up.
But yeah, it was actually Sex and the City. He's an ape, not a chimp. I thought he was a chimpanzee.
Oh,
learn
thank
something
you,
new every
Melody.
day.
And Eli, it was actually and.
Yep, Sex and the City.
Yeah, in the city
look,
was wrong. Sarah says it was in the. Sarah remembers it as in the city too.
Yeah, it's not. But I'm telling you, man, I remember that being in the city, and that was as recently as 20 years ago, 15 years ago. I want to talk about Febreze because, dude, I thought it was spelled different.
Okay.
Yeah,
but I want to talk. Okay, so I want to talk about the next one because I don't see how anybody can mistake.
Let's go in order, Mark.
Jesus.
Well, Mark's like skipping around, like all over the place.
Cool ones. Leave me alone.
Like, come on, dude. Let's just go in order. It ain't like we're gonna run out of time or anything. I'm trying to hum through these. Febreze. If you thought Febreze was spelled Febreze, like any normal person would spell it, you are wrong. And I could have swore I never really paid a lot of attention, but I just assumed that it was spelled with two E's. But no, it is actually Febreze.
I never pay attention to it. I just grab the bottle and spray.
That is true. You just notice the logo and you're like, hey, here we go.
Here we go.
We're just make a turd smell like gold.
We're just going to spray the room. So the next one on the list, I don't see how anybody, especially after the commercial came out, like, how could you miss this one? Apparently, people were under the impression that Oscar Mayer was spelled Meyer. But if you ever watched any of the commercials, you know it's My Bologna has a first name, it's Oscar. My Bologna has a second name, it's Mayer. I love to eat it every day, and that's the reason why I say Oscar Mayer has a way with Bologna.
Hold on a minute. While we're thinking about it, you keep giving your thoughts.
So I don't see how anybody could have missed the spelling for Oscar Mayer. Mark them. Well, we are marking them off as we go. We're both going down the same list, but yeah, I'm scrolling ahead because there's ones that I was like just really kind of excited about. But yeah, I don't like for the Oscar Mayer one. I just if you ever watched any of the older commercials, there's no way you could have ever thought it was spelled any other way. But what are you looking at? Are you looking at the sketch? Huh? Wait, hang on. Go ahead. He's playing something from The Simpsons.
I'm gonna see if he spells it.
Okay.
My bologna has a first name, it's H-O-M-E-R.
No.
My bologna has a second name, it's H-O-M-E-R.
Oh, he's screwing it. He's doing it.
Well, he's singing his own name.
Okay, I thought he was actually doing the...
Do you really think that The Simpsons would have to pay for that copyright?
Well, I mean, hell, they
if
sang
he
part of
actually
it.
had him sing... Right, but...
Which, real quick, a little side note. I was actually watching the movie yesterday, about the Beatles the other day, and they paid $10 million for the rights to 18 songs. Those were the songs by the Beatles that they sang.
Right.
But they actually had more songs than that in the movie, and the reason they got away with it is because if you speak the lyrics and don't sing them, you don't have to pay for the rights.
That's okay. Oh, so on that note, you heard that Dollywood's getting sued, right?
No.
Yeah, Dollywood's getting sued for... Okay, so you do realize that the song Happy Birthday to You is copyrighted.
It's copyrighted?
Yep.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
It's the most played song ever.
It's copywritten.
By who?
By the family of the women who wrote it. And the family is suing Dollywood because they've been using that song. And
I'm calling bullshit on that.
Dude, it was in the news. Hang on, I'll look it up for you. I don't see why you don't believe me on this.
I'm like, no, I don't, because they did an episode of Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Then they paid for it.
No. Happy Birthday song.
Yep, it's copywritten.
But there's no way.
Oh, sorry. Dollywood is being sued over the Charlie Brown song.
Okay, yeah, okay.
But the Happy Birthday song is also copywritten.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
Oh, the song, like, I hate that we got sidetracked on this, but I can't let this go. 2000, okay, copyright status. 2013 lawsuit. Both the music and the lyrics are in public domain in both the European Union and the United States. The copyright expired in the European Union in 2017. A federal court ruled in 2016 that the copyright claim was invalid and there's no claim to copyright. 19th century, Two Sisters.
So then that's recent.
Yeah, and here's the thing. In the actual...
So up until 2017, it was copyrighted.
I don't know.
Because I know that's why when I worked at Ryan's, that's why we couldn't sing. That's why we had to sing that stupid Ryan's Happy Birthday song.
Dollywood's getting sued over Christmas Time Is Here from the Charlie Brown Christmas.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joel. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Welcome, everybody. We got some new people in here. Sorry for that. Excuse me. Let's see. Joel Mirad. Hope I pronounced your name correctly. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, Joel. I had the song wrong. I just knew that they were getting sued over a song.
Okay, but anyway, I actually did think it was Meyer. I know.
How?
I don't
know,
Did
you
dude.
Not watch the commercials?
E and A sound very similar when you're singing them. Okay, so Skechers. Less sketchy than most. People have been befuddled to see that there is no T in Skechers. And I'm going to go ahead and say that I know that because I used to work at a sporting goods store where we sold shoes, and I saw those damned shoe boxes on the daily. So I knew that Skechers did not have a T, despite the fact that you would think they would. Okay, here we go.
So your Fruit Loops is next, right? Yeah, Fruit Loops.
Kellogg's has been... Which one's right?
So it's actually spelled F-R-O-O-T.
Okay. F-R-O-O-T, Fruit Loops.
Yep.
I actually knew that, but when you put them side by side, it's like, holy crap. Happy Birthday was actually a much older song, but later on, two old ladies copywrote it and claimed to have written it and pretty much screwed everybody over for years. Only reason was, well, I mean, people, it's not like they're going to go into people's private homes and, you know, there was actually an Aqua Teen Hunger Force episode focused solely around that, where Shake was wanting to write
Joel,
you're
as old as I am.
Yeah.
How the hell could you not know the Oscar Mayer baloney commercial?
It's the Mandela Effect.
That sings it.
That means me and Joel are from a different universe than you are.
Oh, well, there you go.
Look, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, man, whenever they turned on that new Hadron Collider, that particle collider.
You're going home?
Yeah, that's what did it. It split the universes, and we had our minds had no way of knowing.
What?
Yeah, well, I mean, we could talk about the topic without reading off a list, but this makes it a hell of a lot easier.
Okay, yeah, we're sorry. I mean, this is just so that we can keep up with the ones that we're trying to...
King Henry's turkey leg, I have no clue. Apparently there's a portrait of King Henry VIII.
So, okay, here we go. Let's make this more interactive then, because I kind of sort of... does the Monopoly Man have a monocle?
No.
Ladies and gentlemen in the audience, does the Monopoly Man have a monocle?
Joel says in his universe it's spelled M-E-Y-E-R.
That's because Joel's insane. Gotcha. Fair
Well,
enough.
I mean, I understand melody, but I mean, if the way we're doing things isn't for you, then you're free to move along. I don't want to be a dick or anything, but I'm like, like what? Microphone, computer, fuck me, what an asshole. Oh.
Wait, what? Guitarist's second name is M-A-Y. Okay. Joel, you're weird. Melody says no, he does not have a monocle.
Yeah, and the only reason that anybody thinks he has a monocle is because of the Ace Ventura When Nature Calls.
Yep. And also maybe confusing him with Mr. Peanut.
What? I mean, I guess top hat, monocle, whatever. Okay, here's one that really strikes the nerd community, and I'm definite on this one. Pikachu's tail. Apparently, a lot of people remember him having like a black design at the end of his tail. I seem to remember that.
Nope.
But that is not the case. But like, of course, now like on Pokemon Go and stuff, he doesn't have, But I always thought that was maybe an old design. You know how Pikachu used to be a lot fatter? You remember how Pikachu was like plump Pikachu back in like Gen 1 when the game first came out and the cards first came out? I actually thought that was like a different design that they had changed. But apparently he's never had the black end on his tail. The hyphen in Kit Kat, there is no hyphen between Kit and Cat.
Dude, you've got to... Let's ask them what they think. If it has one or not.
Okay.
Like make it more interactive. That way people can interact.
I know. But we're having... Okay. We may just hit the highlights then.
Yeah.
Because some of these is like... The Kit Kat one was important to me.
Okay,
and so
here we go.
Pikachu.
So the Fruit of the Loom logo. Okay? Whole bunch of fruit.
Yeah.
With or without a cornucopia. Does it have a cornucopia or no?
I thought it did. I'm sitting there looking at them side by side, and it's kind of like the Fruit Loops. Like, I can't tell which one's right.
Right. So, in this list, the ones that are on the right are right.
Oh, okay. Joel says that he remembers it used to have a dash on Kit Kat. Yeah, people remember like
Joel
both
remembers
ways.
the cornucopia.
Yeah.
Sin says that they remember the maybe early onset dementia, but the Monopoly man used to have a monocle. He's never had a monocle ever.
That's crazy. The Fruit of the Loom was one that I wasn't going to tackle, but holy crap, dude! Like I do remember it having that cornucopia.
So how do you spell Cheez-Its? Is it cheese-it or is it cheese-itz?
I don't even know why this one's on the list.
Because people remember it. People will write it down on a grocery list the wrong way. Sarah says no cornucopia for the Fruit of the Loom. Well, by the way, no cornucopia is the correct answer.
Yeah,
it's just a big bunch of fruit. Which, that would have been interesting, because like back in the day when they had the commercials where they had all the fruit walking around and doing stuff, it would have been interesting if they had someone dressed up as a cornucopia, I guess.
Wow.
Because they had someone dressed up as the apple and the grapes and all that fun stuff.
So like, Cheez-Its, okay, Cheez-Its is plural. Is it, on the box, does it say Cheez-Its, like I-T-Z, or just Cheez-It? I knew this one.
Joel seems to have this memory from the 90s of seeing the Monopoly Man with a monocle. That's because of Ace Ventura, where he knocks the guy out, where he knocks the guy that has the monocle out and calls him the Monopoly Man.
Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Oh, God, I'm laughing at my own jokes. Or his joke that I retold.
Right.
And now claim as my own.
You need help. Let's see here. I'm waiting to see if anybody's going to answer about Cheez-It. Or if they're busy Googling it.
Yeah. I say there is a little bit of a delay, y'all. Like, that's why we're only going to hit the... I'm going to go ahead and say the Oreos. Look, the ones that I don't give two craps about covering, we'll just tell the answer. Double stuff Oreos, apparently there was just one F in stuff. I personally remember that. and 1F is the answer. They spell it wrong. And a lot of these are things that people know how to spell, but the company has decided to spell it wrong as marketing.
Right. They spell it.
So
It's kind of like why Sci-Fi changed the name from SCI hyphen FI
yeah,
to SYFY.
they want to be unique.
Because they want to be able to trademark it.
True.
You can
That's why Cheez-Its is spelled CHEEZ instead of CHEESE, because they wouldn't offer a copyright or anything.
You can't trademark SCI-FI. That's public domain, public knowledge. Sin says it. Sin and Joel both say it's spelled with an ITZ. Both of those answers are incorrect. It is actually they are actually called Cheez-It crackers. No plural.
Oh my God! I'm telling y'all, we're all gonna need to be committed after this, because I'm gonna swear that let's see, Mona Lisa's smile. People say that she used to have a more obvious smile, but she does not. It's very kind of monotone, I guess.
Okay,
let's tackle this nerd one.
So this is a nerd one. Okay, so for C-3PO, what color is C-3PO? Okay, hang on a second. Does C-3PO have any parts of his body that are not gold?
That's a better way to phrase it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Joel, I agree with you. Ever since they changed the name to SYFY, it's turned into a crap piece of programming.
Sid says, no Google, just checking myself into the nursing home. So C-3PO, is he all gold, or does he have a different colored piece? Now, that's not to be confused with the most recent Star Wars movies, where he has the red piece. What is that, a red arm?
It's a red arm.
Yeah, that's not the case anymore. That's something different.
Joel gets it right. He used to have a different colored leg. It was silver.
But he doesn't seem to anymore.
His lower right leg was silver.
Sarah says all gold. And that's the thing. I think why a lot of people don't remember that is because they spent very little time showing us all of C-3PO.
Not much of him, anyway.
Yeah, you usually just saw him from like the waist up as he was like walking around. The only time you ever saw them together, I would be curious to look at like some old Star Wars bed sheets, because I remember my cousin used to have some Star Wars bed sheets.
The action figure was all gold.
Was it?
Yeah. Well,
they say that Halloween costume sites get his leg wrong all the time.
Yeah, because they make him all gold.
Dang, we're only halfway through this list. Flintstones. Does Flintstones have two T's, meaning Flint, like Flint Stone, or is it just Flintstone?
Oh yeah, that one was an easy one. Truth be told, I don't even want to touch this next one because chartreuse is not a color. But that's just me. Sin says she remembers the different leg.
Okay, some people do remember the leg.
Joel collects Star Wars toys, so many variations of things. It's hard to keep track of the color.
That is true, dude. Like as many action figures as they release with like different coloring schemes and stuff. That happens all the time.
So this is...
Oh, you were wrong, dude. Huh? On this one, the right answer's on the left.
No, it is a shade of green. This is chartreuse. This is chartreuse. This color is chartreuse.
Whoa, back out.
This color is chartreuse. But it's a shade of green. It's not a shade of red. Everybody says it's a shade of green, but it's not. It's a shade of red. Everybody says it's a shade of red, but it's not. It's a shade of green.
Okay, then green is on the left.
But that's just green. This is actually chartreuse. Google chartreuse.
Dude, it looks... That's not green.
No,
that color on the right is not freaking green.
No, it's not. But it is a shade of green.
That is not a shade of green.
Yes, it is.
That is freaking pink.
Chartreuse.
Am I colorblind?
No, you're seeing it right. It looks like it should be a shade of red.
Yeah.
But it's actually a shade of green.
Look, I'll go ahead and tell you, dude. If somebody came up to me and said, "What color is this?" I'd say pink.
Oh, yeah, that's true, yeah.
That's
chartreuse is not a color. I personally believe chartreuse is not a color. But that's just me. So, let's see here. Where were we? Oh, life. The ever popular. Actually, no. I just looked it up.
That's just like a misheard lyric.
Yeah, misheard word. Yeah, but what we got going on?
All colors are all over the map, pretty much. Okay, so apparently what Forrest Gump really said, instead of life is like a box of chocolates, he actually said, if you listen closely, life was like a box of chocolates. And I just think that's misheard. I think you screw up there. We'll tackle this Disney one real quick. In Snow White, people think the Wicked Queen says mirror, mirror on the wall. She actually says magic mirror on the wall. That's just one of those things that people have misquoted over the years, and you hear so many other people say it the wrong way that when you finally do watch the movie, you're like, oh my god. Isn't it a green with yellow? I'm gonna have to Google
Yeah, it's a green and yellow. It's a green with yellow. It's gonna
crap. Don't know.
Like I said, chartreuse is not a color.
There's the Luke, I'm your father.
Yep.
Okay, this Lord of the Rings one is garbage because apparently some people think he says "run, you fools," but Gandalf actually said "fly, you fools," and that to me is obvious because there is a prevailing fan theory that says when he said "fly, you fools," he was trying to give them a hint to meet the eagles to fly to Mordor.
That's what the eagles didn't take on the Mordor. See, yeah, but that's my whole problem too. And we're going to go off on a tangent here. So they get out of Khazad Dûm. They get the eagles.
Yeah.
And they fly 50 miles.
Okay. Don't
fly all the way to Mordor. Why? Why not fly them all the way to Mordor? Why didn't they fly them all the way to Mordor?
I've heard that the reason they didn't fly all the way to Mordor was because the eagles didn't want to go to Mordor.
See, this is wrong. Okay.
Something
Aragorn
about isolationist.
At the beginning of the movie, Aragorn says you can't simply walk into Mordor. Yeah. Yet everybody in the fucking movie walks into Mordor. Apparently, you can walk into Mordor, but you can't fly into Mordor.
Oh, weird. I don't know.
Apparently. Because the Eagles just were like, no, you've got to go 700 more miles. We're going to stop here and drop you off.
I've heard that they were more like, an ancient wise race, blah, blah, blah. Kind of like the Ents, the trees.
Right.
Where they just didn't want to get involved. Like, as smart as they were, they would just rather not help anybody and just let come what may. But, that also, if that happened, then why did they pick everybody up after everything was all said and done?
Yeah.
Okay, so apparently Hannibal Lecter never said hello, Clarice. He just said good morning. He never uttered the words hello, Clarice.
Wow.
Jill said they didn't pay Don Henley enough for the Eagles to
fly all the way there. Lord of the Rings is like, okay, so hang on a second. I'm actually reading something since we went off on this tangent. One of the most commonly asked questions about the Lord of the Rings is why the Fellowship didn't just fly into Mordor on the Eagles. Eagles are clearly far more noticeable than hobbits or other. Okay, so apparently some people are saying it's because they would have been seen easier. It would have sacrificed the secrecy and drastically increased the chances of the rings being captured. You have the fate of the world hanging in the balance. You don't want to take any unnecessary chances. Yeah, okay. Whatever.
I don't know if it would be more of a chance taking... I don't know if it'd be more of a chance just flying in really quick, or if it would be... I almost have a feeling that if they would have flown in plain sight, that the great eye of Sauron would have seen them. And I bet he had people he had soldiers stationed close enough to Mount
Well,
Doom.
yeah, there were guards and stuff on the Black Gate and all of that, but still, if you're on an eagle and you're flying over the gate, what's an orc on the gate going to do?
No, what I'm saying.
Oh, bird up there.
What I'm saying is, in the time Sauron would have seen them, he had soldiers close enough to the entrance to Mount Doom that they could have fortified that quickly.
Right.
I mean, think about it, dude.
All
you need is...
But see, that's just it. It's a volcano. You don't have to go in it. You fly over the volcano and drop the ring.
Well, you would think... Here's the thing.
Plop.
Look, I don't
End
want
of story.
I don't want to spend too much time talking about this, but you always... The way Mount Doom was set up was kind of garbage in the movie, because you see lava exploding out of the top of this mountain, but when they go
inside, the cauldron is way lower. Yeah.
So, like, what the crap? Like, is this cauldron like kind of to the side, and then like you've got a wall of rock, and then on the other side of that rock it goes all the way to the top?
Is another lava? Caldera?
Like, I don't know, dude. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. I never did like that. Did Freddie Mercury sing "We Are the Champions of the World" to end the song "We Are the Champions"? Apparently, he never said "of the world" at the end. And I've actually listened to this, like, on classic rock radio at the end. And I think just the fact that he says "of the world" so many times during the song that your brain wants him to say it again to end the song. But he doesn't. The song actually ends, "We are the champions," and then it goes off.
Yep.
See, Sin says, "Hello, Clarice" is one of those things where it's better than the actual movie. That is true. That is very true. I'm down with that. Mr. Rogers' theme song. Let's see, you might start this beautiful day in the neighborhood, especially when the upcoming... It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. I watched like 14 episodes of Mr. Rogers just a couple months ago, and I remember Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood.
I remember In the Neighborhood.
Like, and I watched this. The last episode of Mr. Rogers I watched was 2 months ago. I've watched a documentary since.
Yeah, and then the Tom Hanks movie is coming out.
Number of U.S. states. Correct answer is 50, but apparently a bunch of Americans are just
stupid.
If we just insulted anybody listening, I'm sorry. Kinda.
How could you? Okay, never mind. I don't even want to know.
Now, there were 51 states in Watchmen. Maybe if somebody's from that universe.
Well, so it depends on if you count Puerto Rico as a territory.
Those are territories.
Yeah.
But there are 50 stars on the flag. Okay, here's the big one. And we had people in our page just a couple weeks ago swearing they had this. Saying that Sinbad in the 90s played a genie in a movie called Shazam. But actually, Shaquille O'Neal played a genie in a movie called Kazam. But people swear that they had the VHS and watched this movie.
Yeah, no, it doesn't exist.
I don't remember ever seeing it. I remember seeing the Shaquille O'Neal Kazam movie.
The only thing I remember about Sinbad was his time on Star Search. Truth be told,
well, Sinbad had he
had a show.
Fox show.
Yeah, okay. I remember his time on Star Search because he told the funniest joke I've ever heard in my life on Star Search. He says, when you're in college, you have 3 different classifications of clothing. You have clean clothes. Those are the clothes you just brought back from your mom's house. You have dirty clothes. Dirty clothes are clothes that you can pick up, you can sniff them, and you can still wear them to class. And then you have funky clothes. Funky clothes get up and go to class on their own. I thought it was hilarious. I was in my teens at the time. Leave me alone.
It's times like this I wish we had a camera on us. Okay, so Sinbad never played a genie, no matter how much everybody wants to remember. I do want to remind everybody that we will be back on with Midnight Malarkey, which is actually going to be 1 a.m. Malarkey. After this, we're still doing our full slate of programming tonight. It's just going to be an hour later.
So here, I want to do this one as an interactive one. So the bear who says only you can prevent forest fires. What is his name? What is his actual name?
You want to give them the two choices? Or?
No. We'll see what they say. Because, I mean, they're going to remember. The first name is obvious, but... I was super young, but I remember Sinbad as a genie, and the kids would yell Shazam, and he would appear. Yeah,
Joel remembers both of them.
Okay, Sarah, what's his last name? Sarah's got his first name, but what's his what's his full name? Sorry.
What's his full title?
The bear who says only you can prevent forest fires. What's the bear's full name?
Yeah, Joel remembers both of them individually. That's crazy. Savannah's.
Why is it making you mad, Savannah? Because Smokey. Okay, Joel says it's Smokey the bear.
Sarah says the bear.
Sarah says the bear. Sin says the bear.
And I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all.
Hang on. Let's see if anybody else.
There's like a 20-second delay. It ain't like I'm giving it away to anybody.
So the answer is actually Smokey Bear. There is no the.
That's one of those things that's just been in the public consciousness so long that people are Smokey the Bear. I guess Smokey Bear doesn't sound quite as well. Smokey Bear sounds like some kind of illicit drug. Smokey Bear. Do they sell that strain in Oregon? Anyway, we hope you're having as fun a time as we are tonight. Again, might not be for everybody, as evidenced by our little interaction earlier, but we just wanted to get on here and go through a list of 40. And again, we gave credit to Good Housekeeping, and it's fun. There's really, honest to God, dude, there's really no better way to go over these without having a list in front of you, because we were going to miss something important.
Right.
If we didn't have the list. So, again, if it's not your thing, then yeah, but this is how we do it.
She said that she thought we were going to talk more about the actual theory behind false memory.
No, because I don't have a college degree and I can't sit and talk about it. I'm sorry. This is Mandela Effect for the Layman, starring Lonnie.
I feel pretty confident that the Mandela Effect is a real thing. Yes, it is.
It's like welcome to the Mandela Effect, starring Lonnie and Mark and Savannah and the Beaver.
Yep.
I'm sure he's heard that probably more times than.
No, see, this one's wrong. So this one's, well, I wasn't alive this, but
Tank Man.
No, well, yeah, Tank Man. I kind of skipped down again, but yeah. So the Tiananmen Square incident, was the man in the video run over by the tank or no?
Yeah.
Joel says Smokey Robinson. Joel, smack yourself, Joel.
It's a miracle that you remember
and he
that.
Says, and the bandit.
I don't.
Joel, I need you to take your piano keyboard and hit yourself with it, please. Sir.
I'm telling you, y'all. I told you right when this thing started that this was going to be.
Welcome to the dimension we have Jello. I like that, Sin.
We're here, yeah, definitely. We got Mark wheeling in the mill trolley.
No. Wait a minute. I'm sorry, Sin. I have to change this. As a Supernatural fan, we don't have Jello. We have pudding.
I don't know what the hell that even means.
Because you need to watch some Supernatural.
I've only watched the first 8 episodes of that show.
Joel says he was run over by the tank.
Okay. I actually read about the person at Tiananmen Square a few years ago just because the story fascinated me. He wasn't run over, but nobody knows what happened to him. Nobody knows who it was. They've had some people. They've had some guesses and stuff, but by all accounts, a lot of people are thinking he was picked up by the authorities and probably executed off-site. But nobody knows for sure what happened to the person. I can't look at that without thinking about Superbad, where he had the drawings of dicks, and he had the little cock and balls.
Never seen it.
Really?
Who's in it?
Jonah Hill, Micah Cera.
Yeah, that's why I haven't seen it.
Why?
I don't like Michael Cera.
Dude, I was just about to tell you to stay over after this and let's watch Superbad. You'd like it. It's a
No.
freaking funny movie. Who thinks Mark should like? Are you doing anything afterwards?
Yeah,
Do you have
I'm
any
gonna go
plans?
home. I've got stuff I gotta do at the house.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'd say too.
But no, I don't. I mean, like,
No, he wasn't run over.
Michael Cera, like, he's kind of sort of like, I think the only wasn't he in Scott Pilgrim versus the World?
Yes.
Okay, that's the only thing of his I like.
God, that was funny.
I mean, he's kind of
Superbad's
like,
better than that.
to
movie.
me, he is kind of like
McLovin!
the Will Ferrell of this generation. He's a talentless hack.
No.
Yes.
Michael Cera's great, dude. He's typecast. Yeah, Joel says Superbad's must see. He's never seen it. I've got the shit down there on DVD right now, ready to go. Mark's like, I got stuff to do at the house. Okay, anyway, we're running out of time. Neil Armstrong's death. People... Yeah, he died in 2012. I actually thought that he died more recently, but that's just the passage of time. Billy Graham's death.
We only wish.
He died in February 2018.
We wished it was sooner.
Dude, that's fucked up.
Dude, he's
Nah. No. No, I ain't getting into that religious. Yeah, Scott Pilgrim was great, but Superbad is like seriously like one of the best movies of that decade as far as comedies.
Watch The End. Oh, I've seen The End. That was pretty good.
Yeah, I have too. It's pretty cool. But yeah, everybody in there is saying it's great. I'm like, come on, Mark. Crap, dude. Give one of the best comedies of the 2000s a chance.
Maybe.
But yeah, Billy Graham died in 2018.
Mother Teresa was not canonized until 2016, as opposed to 1990 when people think she was.
I didn't know she ever was. I don't even know. I don't know.
Okay, here's one. Let's do this one interactively. What year did the Space Shuttle Challenger explode?
Okay.
Because apparently people don't seem to remember the year correctly.
Huh. Well, this is just a simple thing of the passage of time, and you know, a lot of us.
I was actually home from school sick that day.
Really? Were you watching it on TV when it happened?
I was, because I wanted to be an astronaut when I was a kid.
Holy shit!
Of course,
that was also back when space shuttle launches were a big thing.
Yeah,
and they show them on CNN.
Well, they haven't launched one in forever. Well, no, they still,
Well, they don't do space shuttles anymore. They do like SpaceX.
Yeah.
Which, if you say it really fast, sounds like space sex.
Next episode, Billy Graham, pros and cons.
No! That is not going to happen.
Sin, there are no pros. Just saying.
You're just going to get that out, aren't you? Like, come hell or high water.
I'm not a fan.
Obviously.
So, does anybody remember what year the Challenger exploded? We'll come back to that one. Let's keep going down the list. Everybody seems to think that Lindbergh's baby was a cold case, but it was actually...
Dude, I have no clue what that even is. I don't even know anything about it.
Okay, so this is like in the history book. So Charles Lindbergh was like a famous pilot.
Yeah, he was the guy that flew across the Atlantic.
His son was kidnapped.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, and a whole bunch of people think that, you know, his kid was never found, so on and so forth, but they actually found the kid's body, found out who did it, and sentenced him to death for killing the kid.
Okay. I've never even heard of that story. Don't remember my kids' names half the time. I remember seeing while in school, but not the year. See, that's the thing. The 80s were just kind of a blur for a lot of people. Me, because I was only 2 or 3 years old at the time.
So it was 1986.
Yeah.
Some people remember it as 84. Some people remember it as 85.
Yeah, I knew it was the mid-80s. At that point, nobody remembers the year.
So here, apparently people think Patrick Swayze actually survived his pancreatic cancer. As opposed to, you know...
I actually have to... I remember that he died, but I have to remind myself that he died when I watch a movie of his.
Yep.
Because I'm thinking, oh, yeah, I wonder what he's up to now.
Oh yeah, he's dead.
Yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio, which I don't understand how anybody could get this, because every year they talked about how Leo got snubbed again by the Oscar thing.
Yeah,
apparently people remember him getting an Oscar well before he got his in 2016.
Yeah, because his He's like the best actor to never win an Oscar at some point. Location of the Disney World Castle. If you've ever been to the Magic Kingdom, do you recall?
People think that the castle to Disneyland and Disney World is the entrance, that you go through it, but it's not. It's like somewhere in the center of the park.
Yeah, I remember it being like, I've been to Disney World.
I have not.
And I remember having to... I was like 7 years old at the time.
He's Dirty Dancing in all of our hearts. That could explain some shit.
Maybe, yeah.
That could explain my my heart arrhythmia.
I don't even know how to react to that. But this has been our thing about the Mandela Effect. That was pretty much 40 examples, like right there in a row. Appreciate all. We had some awesome feedback tonight. I want to let everybody know that immediately after we wrap this, we're going to take just a quick break, and we're going to be back with another live stream for Midnight Malarkey.
So don't go anywhere. Stay with us.
Yeah, don't go anywhere. We're going to be going live again. We're going to end this video, and then we're going to be going live just after 1 o'clock. What are we going to be talking about tonight?
Most recent episode of the Connors.
Yep, the Connors was really cool tonight.
The finale of the very anticlimactic for me finale of House and Powers of X.
Yep, which I actually thought was kind of cool. You and I rarely agree on anything. I think that's what makes the content so good.
Okay.
Joel says his cat demands attention, so he probably won't be here.
Okay, never mind. I'm not even touching that one, but okay.
There's some more stuff. I want to talk about the Jay and Silent Bob reboot.
Okay,
Ashley and I
you said you were going to talk about that a little bit.
So I'm probably going to talk about it, at least with minor spoilers. I'll warn anybody if I just totally outright spoil the movie. But I mean, it wasn't like, massive canon or anything, and it's not like, whatever. There's some other stuff I was wanting to talk about, and I can't.
I don't remember.
We'll probably talk about the crazy success of the Joker movie.
I've heard good and bad things. I haven't seen it. My son saw it and he said it was good, but
yeah. And I know, we have caught shit for this before, but I'm gonna hop over to cbr.com and see if there's any late breaking news. I don't even like using CBR because they banned me from their Facebook page.
What did you do to get banned from CBR?
They had some people on there being extremely racist and extremely sexist.
Okay.
And to piss them off, I started replying to their comments with Avengers Endgame spoilers. And they had a zero tolerance policy on Endgame spoilers.
Okay.
And so I just started doing that to people on our page. If somebody posted, some horribly insensitive racist bullshit, I would message them in-game spoilers.
Oh, well, there you go.
It would start out as like a regular message. Hello, I'm Lonnie from Untitled Network. We don't appreciate da-da-da-da-da. Iron Man dies at the end of Endgame. And, because, they're already invested in reading it.
That's messed up, dude.
But anyway.
So, yeah, we'll be back shortly. Hang on a second. Ruin racist movies. Yes. Sarah saying, "Get that kitty." Okay.
Trying to look here. We'll talk about some of the stuff that we're doing on the page as well.
We should probably mention the giveaway since you're talking.
Yeah,
about
we're getting really close to that.
So yeah, there's that. Like if you're listening to the sound of my voice now, invite your friends, your family, your loved ones. Invite anyone who has a nerdy bone in their body. Invite them to like the page. Because once we get to the magic number,
100,000.
Once we get to 100,000 likes.
We're inside of 3,000 to go now.
We only need 3,000. We're giving away some stuff.
We're gaining new fans to the tune of about 2,500 a week right now.
Oh, wow.
So before Halloween, if it keeps it up.
That would be kind of cool if we got to it before Halloween. So, as I said, if you're listening to the sound of my voice, invite them.
Racists.
If you invite them, they will come.
Do racist wrestle?
Do racist?
I don't know. I've been to some of the local shows. I'm pretty sure they do.
I think they do, but okay.
That's all right, y'all. But anyway, we'll be back just after 1 o'clock. It is after 1 o'clock right now. We're going to take a couple of minutes, I got to go drop a deuce, and we'll see y'all here in a little bit.
I'm sure they didn't know that, dude.
You're listening to Untitled Nerd Network. Our fans get an intimate experience. Do you want me to live stream it? I'll take my camera.
No, do not live stream you taking.
Welcome everybody. This is Lonnie with Untitled Nerd Network. I'm here in the bathroom of the UNN studio.
You need help, dude. you severely need help.
If you're not coming back, have a good night. But we'd love to have you on here in about 5. We'll see you later. I'm Lonnie.
I'm Mark.
And we'll be back in 5 minutes with Midnight Malarkey, your source for all things nerd on the Untitled Nerd Network. This has been Paranormal Talk Live.